Well, hello everyone. It's Alex Tullio here, CEO of Financial Executive Women, and I'm here with my fantastic co-host of our new Digital First Banking Transformation series, Mick Philippou from Sandstone Technology, Chief Customer Officer there, Mick. We've had such a great experience already on this series, and today's going to be no different.
Well, good morning, Alex, and also to our wonderful guest, which we're about to introduce. Certainly very, very excited. A Digital First, a Banking Transformation series where we bring all the thought leaders from banking and technology and to tell us where the future of banking and how technology is going to shape the landscape. So I'm absolutely thrilled to be able to introduce a very special guest for our second session of the series. It's co-founder and co-CEO of Judo Bank, Mr. Joseph Healy. Joseph, you've had such an incredible journey. I know we're going to get an opportunity to explore that. What are we going to talk about when we catch up?
Good morning, Mickey. Good morning, Alex. Look, it's a great question. The whole story of judo, and it starts to some extent with my own background because I'm a career banker, 35 years in the industry, and a very senior role, so quite steeped in the traditional aspects of the industry. And therefore, some people might say, well, how can someone so steeped in the tradition of these big institutions become an entrepreneur, if you will, and take the risk along with others in building a new bank and trying to build a bank that has a very strong sense of purpose, but in a market dominated by giants? So the first obvious question is, why do we think judo is going to be successful? What is different about judo? What is the role of technology in an industry that is handicapped, in my view, by a complex legacy technology, but an industry that is clearly committed to digitalization because there's a strong sense that the future is defined by digitalization? We share that view at Judo, but in a context. In a context. So I think talking about how we see the role of technology and the role of what I would describe as the human touch, the high touch, high tech aspects of the way that we think about judo. So I could talk for hours on all of these aspects, but what I would say is that to be successful as a new bank in a market dominated by giants and steeped in tradition, we gave a lot of thought to what it was that was going to make us different. We started off as a PowerPoint 3.5 years ago, and now a bank that's getting close to a market value of around $2 billion, and with aspirations to grow significantly. So we had to convince ourselves and all our investors that we could get this thing off the ground, that we could make it profitable, and then we could make it scalable. And so we spent a lot of time on that. And there's a philosophy that I kept on reminding people as we were building Judo, and that the philosophy is measure twice, cut once. So sometimes you kind of rush in to get things done, and particularly with technology, and then you find 3 or 4 months later that you've missed something, or you hadn't considered something else. And therefore you find yourself going back and redoing or relaying the track, if you will. So we spent a lot of time. Now, I'm not going to say that everything that we planned has worked well, because that anybody who's been involved in any new business, and particularly with a very strong technological flavor to it, knows that simply is fantasy land, right? So what were the lessons that we learned, and how quickly did we adapt? We set Judo up as an agile organization, but with aspirations to become not the biggest, but to become world-class in the craft of SME banking, where there's high touch, high tech philosophy of having a bank that is easy to do business with. And I know that's a very old-fashioned saying, but when you distill a lot of things down in life, people say, I just want it to be easy to do business with you. I just want it to be easy to work with my colleagues. So that's really, that's part of this philosophy, part of the story.
I can't wait for this chat. It's very tempting for Mick and I just to keep talking to you now, but we're going to have so much to talk about live with our audience. Already, you've talked about I want to unpack the journey, your experience, because as we were saying before, it's a journey of a million steps. Like, what you've achieved is truly amazing, but there's a lot that goes into it. I hear you when you talk about things like culture, being agile, remembering the customer, relationship focus. And it's the marriage of almost those old traditional values, I think, of person to person interaction with the technology that I think makes this such a special proposition. So we're going to have so much to talk about on the day, Mick. I know you're looking forward to it as well. So everyone, don't miss this. We are super excited to have Joseph Healy with us on the Digital First Banking Transformation series. You've got a great sneak peek of some of the amazing story that we're going to unpack. And I'm sure there's lots of wisdom, and we want to hear about some of those mistakes and ups and downs as well, Joseph. So everyone, don't miss this. It's going to be a fantastic episode with myself, Mick Philippou from Sandstone Technology, and of course, Joseph Healy, co-founder and co-CEO of Judo Bank. See you there.